Hey, if you want to make a ton of money, more than you know what to do within your business, there's one thing that you need to fix. One thing that you need to fix. This video is a harsh truth, but it's a harsh reality and it's a needed reality. This video is also a video that I wish someone made for me much sooner in my life, because I would have been much richer. I would have been in a completely different realm of business by now. And it's gonna trigger you. Hopefully it does. Because if it doesn't, then I missed the mark. Here's this one thing. A couple of days ago, I was looking back through some of my conversations on Facebook in the DMs. And some of them really stood out for me. One was, of course, I'm not gonna say their name, I respect his privacy, was a guy who took my content training. He asked for it. I didn't push him to take it. He asked for it. I sent it over to him. And when I sent it over to him, he was like, I'm going to watch it. Great. Checked up on him a couple of days later. Hey man, did you watch it? He's like, no, still I'm going to watch it over the weekends. Great. After the weekends, he sent me a message. I didn't get time to watch it. I'm going to watch it this week. Great. I followed up with him at the end of the week. Man, I'm going to watch it over the holidays. You know, Easter was a couple of days ago. So I'm going to watch it over the holidays. I didn't have time to watch it. Great. The same man booked a meeting with me twice. He booked a meeting with me twice. And twice he didn't show up to the meeting. By the way, I'm not bashing him. I need you to understand the story so you could understand this one thing. That's one. Two, another guy, I sent him an invite to the content training that I have, and it's going to revolve a little bit around the content training because it's very recent. I sent him an invite to the content training that I have. He said, no, I don't want it. A couple of days later, literally a couple of days later, the same guy sends me a message and he's like, hey Arnold, I really like how you do your content. Do you have a process? Do you have a system to follow to do your content? So I marked the message, on Facebook or even on WhatsApp. You can reply to a message. I marked my message and I told him like, hey man, I sent you an invite here. You said no. I gave you an opportunity to opt into the training. You said no. The number one thing that stands between you and all of the money that you want to make in business, the impact that you want to make in business, the growth that you want to make in business, is not the strategy, is not the knowledge, even though it has, there is a big part of knowledge, but I'm going to tell you what type of knowledge in a minute. So strategy, general knowledge, and it's not the consistency. Nowadays, you have people who go out, like if you're consistent and if you do the right things, every single day you're going to get results. It's not even those things. There's something much more fundamental, much deeper. I was consistent for multiple years. I was an athlete. Like, consistency is in my fucking blood, okay? I was consistent for a lot of years. I was doing good quality work for a lot of years. I was being repetitive for a lot of years. But something wasn't right. And I didn't get the success that I wanted. And once I unlocked this one thing, well, I'm here. If you know anything about me, great. If you don't, research me and you'll know. So what is this one thing? And how does it tie into the stories that I told you a minute ago? This one thing is how you hold yourself as a business owner. What do I mean by that? When I read books like this, okay, this is Steve Jobs by Walter Isaacson, biography of Steve Jobs. When I read books like this, Mastery by Robert Greene, I don't read those books because I'm thinking that there is some strategy that's gonna take me to 9 figures, basically. When I read those books to understand how those great people think, how those great people treat themselves, how those great people hold themselves, what patterns of thinking do they have, why? Because, my friend, if you're not making enough money, it's not because something is missing. It's because your personality, your identity, and how you show up and how you hold yourself is not in alignment with the amount of money that you want to be making. So for this guy who's always putting off things on his schedule, do you think that he's going to be making as much money as he wants to? Do you think that people would like to pay someone? Like, even if I needed someone, he helps in sales. If I needed someone to help me in sales, he would never be the first person that I would look at. Why? Because he flaked on 2 meetings because, oh, my schedule got a little bit messy. And he pushed a training that would make him a shit ton of money. Till this day, he's still pushing it. And I could give you hundreds of examples, not just this guy, but this guy is very recent. For the other guy, his limiting beliefs of him feeling that he's being sold, even though I explicitly said the training is for free. I make a lot of money, guys. I don't need you to go into a free training and then buy from the free training. Those trainings are literally for you to take and make a lot of money. Now, once you make a lot of money, if you want to work with me, great. If you don't, great. But it was his belief that stood between him and learning the exact method that I write content, so he could take it and he could write better content and he could make a lot of money. Those are just 2 examples of people, their personality, how they hold themselves up, how they show up, what they believe in is what's holding them back from the success that they want. And sadly, most of us are like that. Right now, I'm at 6 figures. This guy, before he died, he was at billions of dollars. When I read his biography, I'm like, of course, I'm not making billions. We're very, 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 very opposite. We're the complete opposite. So it's my job to align myself with the personality of those people if I want to be able to make the money that those people make. It's not about the strategy. Think about Apple. We were talking about Steve Jobs. What is Apple's strategy? Every single company in the world makes phones. A lot of people have great marketing budget. So what is so different? Always there's something deeper than strategy. There's something deeper than marketing at all times. In the generation of Da Vinci, which you can read about in this book, in the generation of Da Vinci, there were a lot of artists, a lot of people. Like even the Vitruvian Man of Da Vinci, this guy who has 4 arms and whatever it is, I'm not going to go into details, wasn't even Da Vinci's drawing. It was another drawing, but Da Vinci took it and transformed it into something that is a huge part of history and a huge part of us today. Why? Because there's something fundamentally deeper than just what you can see and what you can touch. It's you and how you align yourself with the amount of money that you want to be making. It's you and how you show up to this world. It's you and who you become in order to get what you want to get. Some people think that by starting to shout in their content that I help 7-figure entrepreneurs, that they're going to attract 7-figure entrepreneurs. Bullshit. That's not how it goes, my friend. It's not by shouting the numbers that you help people with that they're gonna come. A lot of people not think. A lot of people complain that the market is broke, people don't have enough money, I'm attracting broke leads. But when I go into their profile, they look like brokies. You can't sit down. You can't possibly sit down with a wrinkled shirt, messy hair, you look like shit, your branding is like shit, your content is half-assed, and then expect to attract 7-figure people. You're just not aligned with them. You change. How you present yourself changes. How you hold yourself changes. Who you are changes. And then the world around you changes. And then opportunities around you changes. My old mentors still message me till this day for business opportunities. Why? Because when they coached me, when they mentored me, they were astonished by how I showed up. So they have complete trust that I'm going to do the job that is needed. When I give my word to something, I commit to my word and I don't make assumptions. Why? And by the way, I'm not tooting my own horn. Again, I told you, where I am today is not where those guys are today. I'm aligning myself with them. I have a lot of flaws, a shit ton of flaws. Too many. But you get the point. The one thing that you need to fix in order to make a lot of money, is you need to become someone who can make a lot of money. And you don't become them by shouting fucking affirmations. You don't become them by journaling. You become them by holding yourself up to the character that is needed. You become them by shifting your beliefs from broke, from late, from I don't care beliefs to no, I'm going to be on time. I'm going to fix how I look, how I feel, how I present myself. I'm going to look externally just like I feel internally. I'm going to show up with power and I'm going to transform my fucking self. Then when you start putting out content, it would resonate. Then when you start speaking with people, it will resonate. Not by shouting those things in your content like, hey, 7-figure entrepreneurs, I work with people who make $5,000 in order to help them make $10,000. What the I feel like when people do that, it's like, Aladdin's, I forgot what it is, this thing that he rubs and then the genie comes out. I feel that people think that social media is like that. The genie comes out, the genie is social media. You look at it and you're like, I want $5,000 entrepreneurs. And the genie gives you $5,000 entrepreneurs or $10,000 entrepreneurs or 7-figure entrepreneurs. It's not like that, my friend. Facebook is not a genie. Instagram is not a genie. You can't just rub it and tell it, I want 6-figure entrepreneurs, and it's going to give it to you. You need to align yourself with them. You need to become them in order to help them. Right now, if I want to hire an entrepreneur, if I want to hire someone to help me with something, I can't possibly hire someone who has never been where I have been. It's very hard. They won't understand. Now, of course, smaller project, website design, landing pages, those are nice. Yeah, I hire someone. But I would never hire someone to coach me on something deep if they have never been in my shoes. If they have never been where I have been. If they are not steps ahead of me. Why? Because I want to be like them. People buy from people who they like, and people buy from people who they want to be like. Never forget that. So the next time you think that I'm not making enough money, that I don't have enough clients, whenever you think about those things, what I really want you to sit down and go back to is, why? How am I showing up? How am I aligning myself? Who am I being? What are the decisions that I am making? Go to your profile. Not even go to your profile. You're going to be very biased. But find a way for someone to give you criticism on your own profile. If I go to your profile right now and I look through your profile, do you look like someone who has made something out of themselves? Or do you look like a bozo with wrinkled shirt, a messy hair, messy beard? You can't sit down properly. You can't speak properly. You can't present yourself properly. Whenever you want to say something, you're like, I think. So what do you think you're going to attract? Exactly this type of people. Yep. Anyway, this was my rant for today. But also this was my video that I wish someone did when I was in the beginning stage, not even in the beginning stages, when I was making $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a month. I wish someone has told me this secret, this truth, this trick, this thing that is just a key. Please understand, if you're still watching to this moment, first, thank you. Second, drop a like, please. This shows me that you appreciate this content and this helps me create more content. But 3, please understand that a lot of times, the things that you don't think will make you money are the things that will make you money. This is one of those things. See, bye.